Media on Independence Day, despite the heavy rainfall and threat of possible arrests. Inspired by the widely criticized birthday bash for Metro Manila Police Chief Dibold Sinas, hundreds gathered over at the UP Diliman for what they dubbed as the Grand Mañanita. Rallyists protested against the looming passage of the anti-terror bill and the government's inadequate response to the COVID-19 pandemic, among others. Environmental groups also joined the call for change. The Power for the People Coalition, the Philippine Movement for Climate Justice, and the Green Thumb Coalition led a unity bike ride called Lakbay Laya. They say the fight for environmental action and justice should also be intensified. Meanwhile, opposition lawmakers, together with celebrity influencers, took to social media to express their concerns. In a Facebook Live hosted by Senator Risa Ontiveros, Enchong Di slammed the government for failing to accomplish its promises on our territorial dispute with China.
Hindi pwede yung nasa kampanya kayo, sasabihin nyo pupunta kayo dun sa Scarborough Shoal, tapos pag nanalo kayo, sasabihin nyo joke lang. Ano yun? Joke lang ba kami? Hindi pwede yun. Pilipino kami, umaasa kami sa inyo. Diba? Alam namin na poprotektahan nyo kami.
The Philippine National Police says that Independence Day protests went generally peacefully and orderly. PNP spokesperson Brigadier General Bernard Banac says they exercised maximum tolerance on protesters who mainly condemned the anti-terror bill. He also encouraged the attendees to avoid mass gatherings and express their dissent online instead. When asked about the mock Mañanita in UP Diliman, Banac had this to say.
Ibigay naman natin ng katiyakan sa ating publiko na ang insidente ay dumaan naman sa proseso. Ang bagay na ito ay ibinigay natin ang pasya sa ating mga mamamayan at tayo po ay hindi naman magpapaapekto dahil kailangan nating gampanan ang ating mga tungkulin bilang mga law enforcers. So hindi tayo magpapaapekto. Tuloy-tuloy lamang tayo sa ating pagganap ng ating tungkulin.
And President Duterte's warm times with China gets a boost as the latter vows to prioritize the Philippines when it finally develops a COVID-19 vaccine. The origin of the SARS-like disease is slowly recuperating from the pandemic that has killed over 400,000 people worldwide. Maricel Halili with a report.
On the eve of Independence Day, President Duterte had a 38-minute telephone conversation with Chinese President Xi Jinping. This happened amid reports that China continues to be aggressive in asserting its claims on the West Philippine Sea. Pala spokesman Harry Roque says the conversation centered on both countries' COVID-19 response as well as their strategies to salvage their respective economies. Roque adds that the Chinese leader vowed to prioritize the Philippines should Beijing win the race to finally develop a vaccine for the SARS-like disease. President Duterte meanwhile emphasized the importance of cooperating with China in research trials. The conversation took place 3 days past the 45th anniversary of the diplomatic ties between China and the Philippines. President Duterte has made no secret of his soft spot for the Asian giant, believed to be the origin of the coronavirus disease. The Chinese embassy says the president even lauded the Chinese government for its strong leadership, which supposedly resulted in the control of the pandemic. Philippine ambassador to China Chito Santa Romana says so far, the Filipino community in mainland China is almost COVID-free.
We're happy to say na sa Philippine community dito, halos COVID-free ang Philippine community, no? And I'm talking of mainland, no? China, not including Hong Kong, Macau, and Taiwan, no? Dito sa mainland China, isa lang ang reported case.
The embassy's problem now is the approximately 260 stranded Filipinos there who want to return to the Philippines.
Ang problema ngayon is really waiting for the resumption of flights. Kasi once a week lang yung flight and it's hindi pa na-resume yung mga Philippine Airlines, Cebu Pacific. Kaya mataas ang presyo. Kaya it's difficult for them to afford it.
Overall, the situation in China has been improving. Santa Romana says the mainland has not recorded a new case in 55 days until yesterday when a Chinese tested positive after traveling abroad. For News 5, Maricel Halili, we are One News.
We're going to pause for a quick break, but we will be back with more stories after that. Stay with us here on One News. You're still watching One News now. There are now over 24,700 COVID-19 cases in the Philippines. The Health Department on Friday tallied 650 new cases, over 300 of which are fresh. But the total infection count in the country is now at 24,787 after the DOH removed 3 duplicate cases. 16 more also perished due to the virus, pushing the death count to 1,052. Meanwhile, there are over 180 recoveries, bringing the country's total recoveries to 5,454. The government also continues to expand COVID-19 testing in communities months into the country's fight against the pandemic. National Task Force Against COVID-19 Deputy Chief Implementer Vince Dizon says that so far, 56 testing laboratories nationwide have been authorized. The country's testing czar adds that more supplies will be arriving in the coming weeks. And as for contact tracing, Dizon says they are working on being more aggressive, especially now that more than half of the recorded cases in the country are asymptomatic.
Dahil nga sa pagtaas ng ating testing capacity nitong nakaraang buwan, ay nag-i-expand na po tayo ng ating testing protocol, no? Lalo na sa ating mga frontliners, hindi lamang yung mga medical frontliners, kundi lahat ng mga frontliners natin na kasama natin dito sa paglaban sa COVID-19. At pinapaigtingan din po natin ang testing sa ating mga komunidad.
And despite the country having to deal with the COVID-19 health crisis, citizens and officials in different parts of the Philippines still commemorated Independence Day. Greg Gregorio with the details.
Amid the ongoing restrictions due to the COVID-19 pandemic, celebrations across the country commemorating the 122nd Independence Day were, as expected, simpler. Amid the COVID-19 pandemic, restrictions were made for today's events. At the Aguinaldo Shrine in Kawit, Cavite, where the Philippine flag was first raised as symbol of our Independence Day on June 12, 1898, the overflowing crowd was absent. Even the plaza in front of the shrine is empty. Only 100 individuals were allowed entry within the premises of the shrine, including members of the police, the army, the media, and some technical staff. Only 10 VIPs were allowed inside the shrine. The program was led by Kawit Mayor Angelo Aguinaldo. That only took 20 minutes.
Ngayon, experience natin itong pandemic, makulong sa sarili nating tahanan, hindi makakilos ayon sa ating kagustuhan, may mga oras sa lahat ng mga bagay, hindi natin nakikita mga mahal natin sa buhay. Ngayon, mas naalala natin yung importansya na may sarili tayong kalayaan.
In Davao City, presidential daughter and Mayor Sara Duterte led the Rizal Park celebration. Few officials graced the event since mass gatherings are still prohibited. In fact, even though the president is in Davao, he was still a no-show in the event. His daughter reminded the public to be brave and strong amid the pandemic.
It is our national strength, so whatever it is that we are going through, a pandemic or sadness in our personal lives, let us be brave because Filipinos are strong.
This year's Independence Day theme is Kalayaan 2020, towards a free, united, and safe nation. According to the National Historical Commission of the Philippines, the celebration honors our medical frontliners, together with their call for a collective effort in following health protocols.
Kaya tayo nagkaroon ng kalayaan dahil nagkaisa ang mga Pilipino para labanan ang kolonyalismo. So sa panahon po ng pandemic, muli itong values na ito ay kailangan natin. Anong pagkakaisa ang hinihingi nito? Pagkakaisa para sumunod, para umiwas sa COVID.
For more updates, follow News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Sean Yao, and we are One News.